What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another Fortnite tips and tricks video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the best places to land to win every game of Fortnite that you get into. So we're going to be talking about whether loot will be really available in this area. We're going to be talking about the people in this area. If there's a high amount of people or a low amount of people. We're going to talk about the probability of survival in this area. And we're also going to talk about how many players are left in the game by the time you finish looting this area. If you guys are new around here, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications to be notified of every single time I upload a video. And if you guys could leave a like, that would be absolutely amazing as well. Now guys, before we get started with this, let me know down in the comments below how many wins you guys have in Fortnite. I'm not sure how many wins I have. I haven't calculated it recently, but I know definitely it's over 50. Probably over 70 as well, easily. And if you guys check my stats online, you'll see that it says only like 4 W's or something, 4 wins, which is kind of unfortunate because in my YouTube videos alone, I've showed way more than just 4 wins. So whoever that iNoob for fun is on the Fortnite tracker, please change your name, man. People think it's me and you haven't even played in like a week or 2. But nonetheless, guys, leave those comments. Let me know how many wins you got and let's get straight into this. We're going to be talking about squads first. And the reason I want to talk about squads first is because I feel like that is one of the more popular game modes. A lot of people play squads or solo, and only once in a while you'll see people actually playing duos over and over and over again. I feel like squads is probably one of the most popular ones to play, so we'll talk about that one right away. So first off, the #1 place to land when you're playing squads is Retail Row. And the reason I'm going to say this is because there's a bunch of houses. There is the 2 blacktops, the 2 stores that you guys can land at. And if you guys have a squad, 2 people could go to one store, 2 people could go to the other little market area, and you guys could loot everything there. There should be enough stuff for every single person. Within the stores themselves, there's sometimes 1 or 2 chests, and sometimes even 3 if you go to the one where the truck is. You could get the chest in the truck, the chest upstairs, the chest in the store itself, and then even a chest on the other side. So you could have up to 4 chests in one area, and there is just great stuff all around. And once you guys finish hitting up those stores, you will probably be the only ones in that area of the map, so you could push the other side of Retail Row and kill everyone there after their week, after they all finish gunfights. Pleasant Park is another great one for squads because you are spread out a little bit. If you take houses all beside each other, you guys will dominate Pleasant Park. You guys will kill every single person you see, and that will not be an issue whatsoever. There is a lot of loot, and the probability of survival within Pleasant Park and Retail Row, I would say, is pretty high if you guys are a decent squad. You guys should do good, and Pleasant Park doesn't have as many people as Retail, but you guys should be good there. There's a lot of loot. You probably will survive, and by the time you guys finish with Retail Row or Pleasant Park, there's going to be around 50-60 people left in the entire game. And if you guys stay there longer and have it all to yourself, there's probably only be 30 people left alive, so that's actually really good. And the last place I would recommend when playing squads, I will not recommend Tilted because it's just way too hectic and you spread out from your team too often. So when playing squads, if you guys are good and you guys could hold your own, go to Tilted. If not, stay away from there and go to Dusty Factories. Dusty Factories has 3 buildings and there's a lot of loot all around the outside area of that place too. So you guys could, I'm not talking about Dusty Depot, I'm talking about the factories a few feet away from it. The probability of survival is pretty high. Even if you get knocked down, your teammates will probably kill the enemies and you will survive. And then the amount of people in that one area, not too many. Sometimes you'll get another squad, sometimes you might get 2, but even at that, you guys should be able to take them out. And the factory, it has a lot of loot, so you guys should be good with that. And by the time you finish with this area, it's very fast to loot. I would say there's probably going to be 70 people usually left alive when you're done with that. Let's move on to duos now, because unfortunately, duos is probably my favorite thing, but I always play squads. And I say unfortunately because duos is really fun, but I can never just play with one person. I always feel bad I have to play with everyone, and so I go on to duos. Now duos, I would recommend Tilted Towers. There is so much loot in Tilted Towers and you don't have to worry about killing way too many people. One duo is going to kill another duo, you are going to kill some people, and when you do get attacked by a duo, unlike this clip that you're watching right here in squads where they all pickaxed me to death, you guys will get lucky and you should be able to kill duos pretty easily even if your teammate is on the other side of the map. You could run around and hide, all that kind of stuff. So the probability of survival, I would say, is probably 50-50 because you do got to watch out with Tilted Towers a lot. There is so much loot, but there's also so many people in this area, so you just got to watch out for that as well. And by the time you finish looting all of Tilted Towers, I mean, that could take forever. There's probably only going to be like 25 people left in the game. Again, I would also recommend Retail Row and Pleasant Park for duos because they're just great places to land. And one other place I would recommend in duos, and this has helped me get so many victories, is going to the houses on the northeast of the map where you see there's actually nothing there. There's nothing marked. It's right after Wailing Woods near the water. There's a bunch of houses there. If you're playing duos, you guys could literally raid every single house. If I do the calculations, there's like 8 houses that you guys could actually raid, and there's usually one house has 2 chests, the other house has 1 chest, so that's 3 chests in one little area. So you guys could get up to like 12, even 15 chests if you do it right. So that is a really great place to go. Not many people go there. It's a pretty like dead end of the map, and when you do see people, by the time you finish looting, you will have a lot of stuff. Now the good thing about going here is there's always going to be around 20 to 50 people left alive. When you finish looting, you have to do a lot of running, which it gets kind of boring, but there isn't going to be a lot of people left when you finish. So if you guys do get good weapons like a nice scar and a chug jug and all that kind of stuff, you should be set for the victory if you go to the houses on the northeast of the actual map. Now when playing solos, this is where it gets a little difficult. I would still recommend Retail Row, but I wouldn't recommend Pleasant Park because by the time you're playing solos, you're just going to have time to loot one house. If there's a lot of people in the other houses, the thing with Pleasant Park is when you try to run away from Pleasant Park, there's a lot of land where people could snipe you from. There's a lot of areas that people could hit you, and it's unfortunate. So I would not really recommend. Retail Row is good because there's a lot of mountains and trees that you guys could like hide behind and stuff like that. Another place I would recommend when playing solo is the Dusty Factories. Once again, it's a great place to go, and if you do get lucky and land there alone, you will have all the loot to yourself. And here's one that I haven't mentioned yet, but when playing solos, a lot of people don't normally think about going here, but go to Salty Springs. It'll help you guys out a lot. There's not too much loot at Salty Springs, but the amount of people that land there, you should be able to kill them. And if you really have to run away, there's a lot of trees you guys could hide behind, a lot of little mountain areas, so don't worry about that. And I would definitely also recommend Tilted Towers on solos. It shouldn't be too hard. Land on top of the Trump building, or actually I should say the main floor. Don't land on top, because if someone gets a gun before you, you're trapped up there, but land into the top floor of the Trump Tower. That's the tallest tower in Tilted Towers, and then you guys should be good to go. You should only run into one person. You won't run into 2 people running together, so you don't have to worry about that. Great place to go, and you guys should be getting these victories. You guys should be getting these dubs. Great places to go. Now, if you guys have noticed, I mentioned Retail Row in squads, duos, and solos, and that's because Retail Row is a great place, and I honestly recommend going there more often. You guys will probably get a lot more dubs if you do go to Retail Row, but nonetheless, guys, let me know down in the comments below how many wins you guys have. I'm actually really curious to know that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. My name is Nick. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.